Welcome back. I was just checking out Kickstarter to see what was out there on the DIY handheld sort of market, and saw this one. And thought, hang on a minute, isn't that the mintyPi? Like, what's Wormy doing? Like, um, and then I checked out, and the next thought was, yeah, that's not Wormy. That's somebody's ripped him off. Somebody's ripped off the mintyPi. And then they, straight in there, they explain exactly what's going on. Hey, I'm trying to build this DIY emulator console I saw on YouTube. The creator hasn't posted for 4 years. A bunch of missing instructions. Designs are closed source too. Let's build our own. So basically, somebody's decided that they're going to create their own mintyPi and open source it. And after I was like initially outraged, or very briefly outraged, and then I thought, yeah, why not? Because the sudomod thing, mintyPi, which was Wormy's handheld console, it's just gone. I mean, sudomod closed their forums 3 years ago, 2022. And Wormy sort of stopped posting. I think he posted one video last year. He's just clearly not interested anymore. Plus, the DIY handheld scene has been, it's gone. I mean, it's pretty much gone. I mean, it's just the sort of true believers left. And because the Chinese obviously flooded the market with very cheap, easy to get hold of retro handhelds. So why would you build your own? You can just go and buy one. So they killed off the scene for everybody, that unless the whole thing was to make your own, that's what I'm all about. I don't really play them, I just make them. But anyway, and you can see that in the sort of low numbers of backers. I mean, they probably should have done a bit more advertising of this. I didn't know anything about it until I sort of randomly had a look on Kickstarter. But, if this was 2019, 2020, 2021 even, maybe, that would be sort of 500 backers probably. Anyway, let's check out the video.
This is the Python. It is a open source DIY handheld emulator console. It features a fully 3D printed case. Its buttons are inspired by the Game Boy with a membrane underneath to kind of soften that sound. You can also build it inside of an Altoids tin. Our PCBs are designed actually perfectly to fit inside of one if you would prefer that type of build. We've also implemented safe shutdown, the ability to charge while playing, and overall I think we made a pretty solid product. So if you want a kit, feel free to order one via our Kickstarter. All right, thanks, bye.
So, I mean, I didn't want to cut in there. She's got a nice voice, actually. I didn't want to cut into her talking, but a few observations here. I honestly think, is that the best resolution there is? Anyway, sorry. I think this was a mistake. They've used just the use of, I'm assuming this is Clear PETG. The use of Clear PETG here was a mistake. The colours, they're not to my taste anyway. What was that? Sea green, pastel colours. I mean, it's just a taste thing, but certainly this was the wrong filament to go for, because it's notoriously hard to make it look good. You're using a clear filament, then you get all this cross-hatching garbage. You're just accentuating the fact that it's 3D printed rather than having a lovely, clear piece of like Perspex-like plastic. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It's very, very hard to get this stuff looking good. And they've gone through the most difficult thing that you could 3D print, basically. And it shows. It looks terrible. I'm sorry. They could have avoided that just with a flat, just any flat color, just a white or a black or anything.
Are inspired by the Game Boy with a membrane underneath to kind of soften that sound.
I don't think the clicking sound has been softened. I gotta be honest. I don't know whether this one hasn't got a membrane on it, but
you can also,
it's definitely not softening the clicky sound. Another horrible pastel pink. Really. Could you have made any worse decisions here? Another thing is, as I say, I'm just from my observations here, There's a missing on the mintyPi. There was a sort of lever here that would keep the tin open, and it seems to be missing. Maybe this is a sort of gadget that holds the tin open, but it's just an observation.
Build it inside of an Altoids tin.
Oh, so
Their
clicky.
PCBs are
PCB. This is obviously revision 01. Yeah, this is going to be this year. It's going to be quite kind of a test thing. I mean, look how many test points are on this thing. It's crazy. But, you got a 0 ohm resistor bridge there. You got a component that's not on the wrong footprint here. It's all hand soldered and not particularly well, but they've just slammed it together to see whether it worked. I'm sure there's probably this wouldn't be a production run board, but obviously designed by somebody that does this stuff for a living. I would assume it's very professionally done. This is a inductor here, so you got a lithium. You got a DC to DC converter here. Probably going straight up to 5 volts for the Raspberry Pi. This one, I'm assuming this one is the lithium charging circuit. That one's audio OC, and I don't know what that one is because it's not on the schematic that I was looking at. Yeah, PCB looks nice with all these little cartoony characters. The Alley Cat engineering Alley Cats, absolutely brilliant. Got a bit of OCD. Is OCD alarms going off there. It doesn't matter. It's completely functional. Yeah, it looks very much like the version. What was it? Version 3.5 of the mintyPi. But then it's going to look like that because you got to get it in a tin, right? So also these. I don't know if that was the same position. They got 4 shoulder buttons, but on the mintyPi, were they on the back here or were they? I don't know because I never made a mintyPi. But yeah, so the interesting thing about this project is, and I was thinking, why not? These guys have gone the whole hog. They've not just sort of virtue signaling that they're open source. They really are open source, and hopefully this is, a workable design. I'm not sure I'm going to make one. If I made one, I'd probably just go for the fully 3D printed case because I can't be bothered to try and drill out those holes on an Altoid tin, which I can't even buy in the UK anyway. Yeah, 11 days to go. I think this is a very good opportunity. If you missed out on mintyPi and you want to have one, this is a very good opportunity to get one. The prices, I don't know. The full kit, you'd have to look at it. There's a lot, there's one that's completely made there, but it seems expensive. I don't know what's in the kit. If that's the kit, then that's kind of fine. You wouldn't have to really add anything apart from your own 3D printed stuff. I don't know for sure. You'd have to check that out. So, disclaimer here. Plus, obviously, the whole thing. I mean, you can't possibly fail to ship to 50 backers, surely. Yeah, it's a shame that Sudomod closed down, really, because it was a good place for people just doing any sort of gaming handhelds to hang out. Anyway, Python. I will put the link in the description, and make your own decision. But it's interesting. It's interesting that there's an open source mintyPi. Just when there's nobody left to be interested in it. Congratulations. I think there's always going to be a sort of trickle of people like myself who are interested in making DIY handhelds and DIY stuff in general. But the majority, the big sort of, the numbers are not going to be like they were 7 years ago. It's a shame. It's a shame, really. Anyway, thanks for watching.